Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is directed by Christopher McQuarrie and stars Tom Cruise, Simon Pegg, Jeremy Renner, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson and Alec Baldwin. Now, I spent all of last week watching every single Mission Impossible film ready for this one, because I hadn't watched a single one beforehand. And basically, I've enjoyed the series so far. I think it's had its ups and downs, but it's been enjoyable for the most part. I'm just going to give you a quick idea of what I think of the series by giving you the grades of each film in the series before I get onto the main review. I would have given the first Mission Impossible an 8.5 out of 10. Mission Impossible 2 a 6. It really isn't that good. Mission Impossible 3 a 7.5. Ghost Protocol a 9, because it's by far my favourite in the series. And then there's Rogue Nation, the new film. I loved Rogue Nation. It's probably my favourite in the series now. It does a great job of blending the bits that work from the series, and I've got to admit, I think by the 5th film, Mission Impossible series has actually finally hit its stride. It knows where it's got to go and how to do it. What Rogue Nation does very well is it blends the suspenseful tone that was evident during the first film with the teamwork and banter that was in Ghost Protocol, which are actually my two favourites in the series. And props to Christopher McQuarrie for getting that just spot on. Like I said, Christopher McQuarrie does a great job directing. He gives it this dark, eerie tone that is similar to the first one throughout the entire film, especially towards the last act of the film. But it just works so well, and the way he directs the chases and the action scenes is just so well, because with Jack Reacher you could see that Christopher McQuarrie could direct a really good car chase, but this one we get to see what he's like when it comes to motorbikes, and it is honestly the best chase scene I've seen in a while, but I'll get onto that in a minute. As well as taking elements from other films in the series, it actually does a good job of, recalling the events that happened in them, but not in a obvious, this is what happened kind of way. It does it in a fresh, very subtle way, which I actually prefer, as there are hints and references to each of the 4 films in the series throughout. For example, there was a little keychain that had a rabbit's foot on it, which is a nice Easter egg to Mission Impossible 3, where they were constantly running after this rabbit's foot device. And it's just little things like that that actually kind of made me smile and made you want to pay more attention to the story and the little details in the background of the film. The acting is really good in this film. Everyone is just so good. Alec Baldwin, Jeremy Renner, they're all great. Tom Cruise, I think it's pretty obvious to say that he's good in a Mission Impossible film, because he is really good in this film. Simon Pegg is definitely one of the standouts, getting a bit more screen time than he did in Ghost Protocol, and he's just so funny. Every film that he's been in recently is just so funny, and he does dramatic roles very, very well. But the standout, and quite surprisingly, seeing that I've never seen or heard of her before, is Rebecca Ferguson. Not the singer. She's an actress who I haven't seen in much before, but I suspect I'll be seeing her a lot more after this film. She's just got this tone about her, this persona, that's just like, you don't know whether to trust her or not, and she could kill you at any point, and I really like the way that she and Christopher McQuarrie dealt with that. The action scenes in this film are perfectly done. These are probably actually the best in the series, for my opinion, because Ghost Protocol had the Dubai sequence, but apart from that, none of the other ones are that memorable. And as well as Mission Impossible 3 was fast paced, again, not a lot of those action scenes are memorable except for the bridge scene. But with this film, you get a lot of memorable action scenes that you can watch again and again. For example, the famous plane scene from the trailer is at the start of the film, and it's probably the best thing they could have put in the trailers, just because of how like quick it happens and the fact that it sets everything up. Because you to be honest, you could watch that plane scene and it would not spoil anything in the rest of the film. That's the beauty of that scene. It's just done so well. And also, probably the best car chase, well, not really a car chase, it's typically a chase that starts off in a car and then resolves to a motorbike chase, and it's probably one of the best things I've ever seen in ages. It's one of the best bike chases I've seen ever. Like that, I don't even remember the last bike chase that was any good. Don't even remember if there have been any, to be honest. Now, even though this film is very enjoyable, there were a couple of things in this film that weren't quite right. First of all, the villain isn't that strong. The strongest villain that the series has had was Philip Seymour Hoffman in number 3, and still it wasn't like a perfect villain. This villain, even though you understand his motivations a lot more than Ghost Protocol's villain, which was just not there at all, it was just awful. This new villain just seems a bit cartoonish in the way that he talks and the way that he looks. It's like Sean Harris, the guy who plays him, he is a good actor. I've seen him in really good things and he is capable of acting very well. But in this, he's just not what you'd expect. He's the typical villain. And to be honest, some of the things that he does and the way that he does them is a bit over the top for my liking. And honest to God, I swear this guy just stares at people like he's about to fart. Honest to God, just type in pictures of this guy, you'll understand completely what I mean. Also, some of the dialogue scenes, though interesting, are a little bit slow in pace compared to the rest of the film, and it just kind of makes everything a little bit uneven at times, but they still are interesting. Rogue Nation is going to be arguably my favourite in the series, and with the 6th one on the way, I'll be intrigued to see where they take the series, because honest to God, I don't even know where they're going to go next. I had a blast with this film. I'm going to give it the same score I gave Ghost Protocol, a 9 out of 10. So that was my review for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Yeah, leave a comment below to tell me what you thought about the film, and if you want me to do, if you want to request any films for me to review, I'd love to do so, only if I've seen the film though. But yeah, I'd love to hear your requests. I'm starting a new series hopefully soon, in September time maybe, called Worst Movies Ever, and it's basically what it says. I'll be reviewing in detail, picking it apart to the bone, just all films that are really, really bad, or even ones that are so bad they're good, like The Room and Food Fight. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There will be a special announcement trailer coming at some point in August, and I'll have Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith coming very soon. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, and subscribe to watch more, leave a like and comment below. Also, like my Facebook page, The Media Critic. That'll be all guys. Bye.